it is a sobering fact that each year thousands of veterans, thousands, die by suicide. Our next guest could have been one of them, but Lyle chose a different path. And before we chat with him, let's take a look at his story.
To tell complete strangers your deepest, darkest secrets takes a strength very few of us can understand.
I'm here for those of us in the veteran communities who have been left behind and continue to deal with the pain of suicide as other veterans see no way out.
When Lyle left the Marines in 2014, the weight of the world was crushing.
Life as I'd known it had been ripped away, and one night alone, I decided to end it all. It is only for the timing of a friend, a fellow Marine, arriving on my doorstep at that exact moment that I'm here right now.
The next morning, Cole sought out alternative options to help his PTSD, which led him to a new best friend.
A few months after searching myself, I got Kaya, who's at my feet today, who quite literally pounced into my life.
Cole spent $10,000 getting Kaya trained as a service dog. It's a luxury very few can afford, but Cole wants to change that for veterans.
They all come to me pleading, in fact, begging, to use what voice I have in this chamber and in the halls of Congress to give you all this message. Service dogs will save lives.
To tell us more, please welcome to the show, Lyle.
Yes.
Hey guys, thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. Cole, you say medicine and therapy didn't help your PTSD, but Kaya did. So what was she trained to do?
Yeah, so Kaya was trained to specifically wake me up from nightmares and stop anxiety attacks. So if I started having a nightmare at night, she would jump up in bed, lick my face to wake me up, pull the sheets off, go turn the light on and stay with me until my heart rate got down. But more than that, you know, they can help with specific symptoms, but if you find yourself spiraling and getting to that dark place where you're contemplating taking your life, you know, you feel alone, you feel unloved, and you look down at this dog and you say, I can't leave this dog needs me. It gives you a small sense of responsibility and purpose that pills and therapy, frankly, just never will.
What other ways would you say that Kaya saved your life?
I mean, she just gave me a purpose again. She gave me that small sense of responsibility that I could then build on. I felt comfortable going back out into the world. You know, I got my degree with Kaya at my side. She walked the stage with me. Moved to DC, and that's when I started lobbying for the VA to provide funding for these dogs. And we did that together. And you know, unfortunately, when she passed away, it was a huge blow. But I've been trying to honor her legacy by starting out another organization, Kaya's Canines, to pay for veterinary costs for veteran service dogs so I can keep these dogs in the fight and help prevent more veteran suicides.
Okay, well, I'm going to start bawling here, but thank you for your service, first of all. Thank you for Kaya's service. Excuse me. Despite your testimony several years ago, the VA does not provide service dogs. It still does not. I don't understand why. Tell me what your message is, please.
Yeah, they do on a limited basis because Kaya and I worked on something called the PAWS Act. It stands for the Puppies Assisting Wounded Service Members Act, that would see the VA start a pilot program at 5 different sites across the country. So on a limited basis, they are starting to provide these dogs. But unfortunately, you know, this seems counterintuitive, but we view suicide through the lens of mental health in this country. Yeah. And it's not always a mental health problem. In fact, it's usually a conglomeration of acute financial stress, relationship stress, unemployment, transportation issues, any number of things. I mean, certainly mental health can play into it. But, you know, we need to stop looking at it that way. Otherwise, we're going to be using mental health problems or solutions to try to treat something that's not always a mental health problem.
Well, you know, obviously, as the public, I think you just hit on the head. We've been informed that suicide is an issue with our veterans, but you can speak directly to what people may not understand about the connections between veterans and suicide. So this is your platform. This is your chance to talk to the country. Tell people what they can understand better about veterans and suicide.
Well, I think it's a great question, and thank you for that. I think the one thing that we have to realize is that when people join the military, they become a family with people they serve with. It kind of in part becomes their identity. And then when you get out, it's a very quick process where all that gets ripped away from you. And then you kind of have to figure out how to be a civilian again. Your food and your housing was all taken care of while you were in the military. You got to, figure that out, especially if you've got a family. Maybe there are some mental health issues resultant from service, but you feel disconnected from the people around you because 80% of people in the military have an immediate family member that served, and less than 1% of the U.S. population serves in any given year. So military service, particularly in the last 20 years of war, the burdens of service have been shouldered by a shrinking minority of American families.
Cole, I know that Kaya passed away this year, and I'm so sorry about that, and she'll never be replaced, but do you have any plans to get another service dog?
That is the most frequently asked question I get, to be honest. I'm not there yet. She was a great dog to me. She was an ambassador for veteran service dogs across the country. She was like 1 in a billion dog. And I fear that it wouldn't be fair to another dog to get them until I've kind of healed and moved on. So, and frankly, Kai was so powerful, I don't know that I'll need another service dog. I'm certainly going to get another dog, but I don't know that I'll need one thanks to the work Kai and I did together.
That's how transformative. That's how transformative they are, that they can change it and he can move on. Thank you again for your service. I'm crying for a lot of reasons, but one is dogs saved my life, and so I understand, and I'm so powerfully moved. Dennis McDonough is the United States Secretary of Veterans Affairs. I'll be writing him to try and get more money, and of course, Kaya's canines we will be plugging at the end of this. But I just wanted to say thank you again for joining us today. DBL Nation, as I said, you can help Cole by donating to Kaya's Canines at kknines.org. The nonprofit gives money to veterans who cannot afford care for their service dogs. And please remember, it's the holiday seasons. Cole, thank you again.
Thank you.
We really thank Kaya as well.